My name is Meg, that's Noodle, and today we're designing valentines for inanimate objects. Let's make some stuff. So getting to this idea was really dumb. I was so uninspired. All I could do was look around my house, and why not let that inspire you? And we'll practice some design skills. So the three things that I'm gonna use are chapstick, a hairbrush, and a spatula. Totally unrelated, just random things that came to mind. But it just goes to show you that really anything can leave you inspired. So the first thing I do when I feel stuck, like right now when I wrote this video script and I have no idea what I'm gonna design, start just writing down words that kind of relate to whatever I'm trying to design for. So what do I think of when I think of chapstick? I think of smooth, maybe a little greasy, short and stout, flavor or color, suave, shiny. I think it should be cute. It's also a Valentine's Day thing. So from this is how we'll do our design. But I'm gonna try and limit each of my little design sprints to about 15 minutes. I don't think too hard about it. I just make something, and whatever we make, no matter how ridiculous and stupid and ugly it might be, we made something, and that's something to get excited about. All of our various beverages and our cats here to support us in this creative journey. So let's get started. 15 minutes on the clock. First thing I'm gonna do is go here into our little window and look up chapstick. How are we feeling? Are we feeling like Chapstick brand chapstick or Burt's Bees chapstick? I think for this, like the iconic strawberry red chapstick. Oops. I just want to see this image. Let me see. Great. Fantastic. Now look at her. She is standing tall and happy. And so, you know what? I'm just actually gonna use this image as maybe some sort of overlay in the background, or maybe we can pull a color palette from it. So I save everything to my downloads because I'm a hot mess. And then we're gonna go import that file. Boom. Oh my God, it is so small. But yeah, so now we have this little chapstick guy. So we already have 5 minutes down, and so far all we have is this chapstick. So we've really got to pick up the pace, people. All right, so I'm gonna blow this up, and it's gonna get really pixelated. It's super pixelated. But to make this background, we're gonna take some color from here, and that's really loud. So let's just like tone it down. We took the saturation here and brought it down, and now we're gonna take our paint bucket and make that the background. But now what we're gonna do is we're gonna just see what blend modes are up. Whenever I'm trying to like make some imagery work and I'm not really sure how, I just need to see it in a bunch of different ways. So we'll just go through the different blend modes. Ooh, that's kind of cool. That's very colorful, very flavorful, even maybe a little bit greasy if I do say myself. Make a mental note, color burn. Maybe we'll come back to that. Ooh, now who is she? Okay, see, this is why we keep going. Because you can get something like a hard light and then actually just change the opacity, and then that's kind of cool too. So I think I'm between divide and lighten. And so I think I'm actually gonna go with lighten, and we will make some spot for our text. Lips for you. Makes no fucking sense, but that's okay. So when I'm looking at short and stout fonts, I'm looking for something probably sans serif and something that's wide, and maybe more of a display font. Ooh, see, like this is kind of fun. Eras, bold, ITC, fashion fetish. Ooh, I honestly love fashion fetish heavy. Yes, I'm loving that. So cool. We've got 7 minutes to finish this Valentine's Day design. What information needs to be on a Valentine? We need to add a to and a from. We don't want all of the fonts to be the same size. You really want to create contrast by having some big fonts, some small fonts. So it's like really what's the most important thing versus what's less important that could be a little bit smaller. So that way when someone is looking at something, they know what to look at first. We have less than 5 minutes now. Let's wrap up this design. It's not going to be anything crazy. I'm not being very scientific or mindful about where these are going right now because I'm just making the stuff. And they need a line, because if we were gonna print these out and hand them to all of our besties, we'd want to be able to write everyone's name on them. I could easily just go boom, white, 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 but this isn't full white and neither is this. So it's just a little bit off white, which really does elevate a design. I don't want it to be dashed. I don't like that. I don't remember what I was doing last time, but let's forget that ever happened. There we go. So we got our tos and froms. We only have about 2 minutes left on this design. So lips for you is not really a Valentine's. Let's brainstorm. Let's look back at our mind map and think something suave. Maybe, oh, okay. Maybe I only have lips for you It's really bad, but we're really running out of time. I'm gonna bump up that text. Now it's like, this looks fine, but we have a whole 20 seconds left. And so let's see what else we can do with those 20 seconds. Let's see what would happen if I doubled this text and then changed the color to maybe something a little darker. And we'll do this. Oh, and we're out of time. For a Valentine inspired by an inanimate object, it's really not that bad. With that said, let's move on. So our next inanimate object that we will be designing a Valentine for today would be a hairbrush. I think a hairbrush is very useful. Tangled, spiky. This design is very spiky, maybe high contrast, bold, maybe a little problematic. Maybe this hairbrush is a little problematic and we're just gonna see where this goes. So let's take these weird words and make some stuff. 15 minutes on the clock, let's do this. I'm gonna start very similarly and think about my hairbrush is blue. So we'll go with more of a blue toned, like a light blue, a sky blue, ooh, maybe even a purple. I kind of like the purple. We have our pink that we just used here, and let's just like drag this over here and see what's up so that it's kind of within the same saturation, but you know, just a different hue, so just a different color. So that looks neat. Look at us go. I feel like for this one, the chapstick was a little bit easy to start with because like chapstick, lips, Valentine's Day, kisses, we love that. But for hairbrush, I really don't know how we're gonna tie it back into Valentine's Day, I'm not gonna lie. Let's think about it. When you're using a hairbrush, you're brushing your hair, or maybe you're like singing into it because you are a pop star in your own bedroom, which I can relate to. So again, not a pure white. So text will go here. When I think of high contrast, I think of complementary colors. And so what's like a high contrast color to purple, but yellow? So let's see what that looks like. But then like gold, like orangey yellow. Oh, that's looking better. A little too bright, a little too green. That's okay, right? Yeah. We have 12 minutes left. I feel much more on top of things now. This is my second go around. Like I've got this. So we'll add those twos and froms in. I'm honestly just gonna steal them from our chapstick design that we just did. And now we want some sort of imagery. So let's go back to our good old pal Google. Hairbrush. See, that's what I'm saying. Just a classical wet brush is what I'm vibing with. This one's kind of fun, where it's like a bunch of hairbrushes, but it's also kind of not that cool, so never mind. I like how you can like see the spikiness. I kind of want it on an angle. I feel like straight on hairbrush is just not the look I'm going for. These are almost like too photography. Seeing this hand holding up the brush, that speaks to me. So I think that's what I'm gonna look for. So now I can add that to my Google search, hairbrush in hand. We have 8 minutes left. And so we're actually farther ahead than we thought before, but I'm a little worried just in how we're gonna make this text work for us. Okay, we found a hairbrush image. It is tiny. It is not a great image. We have exactly 4 minutes and 20 seconds left to make this happen. Remove background. This might even save us more time. So let's see. Fantastic. We love that Photoshop. Thank you. We'll have it come in from the side, kind of more, interesting. You know what we're gonna do? We're gonna check out them blend modes and see what the fuck is up. And so last time we used lighten, but you can see that that's not gonna work for every image. Maybe there's even a filter we can throw on it. That's really fucking cool. Honestly, now I'm like, oh shit. I wasn't looking for this color palette, but then seeing it, I'm like, oh, that's what I should do. Oh shit. We only have 2 minutes left to think of a fun way to say that you are my Valentine, that it also has to do with a hairbrush. And now that I see that this orange actually looks way better, I'm gonna update this yellow color to that orange because I think that is actually, ooh, I like that. This texture kind of gives a little bit of that spikiness feeling. Ooh, who is she? See, like now we're getting somewhere. Now we need our text. We have 43 seconds to think of this, so let's fucking go. Hairbrush, tangled, ooh, like tangled in love with you. Yeah, that's, okay, cool, we're on to something. Tangled, my heart is tangled with you. Does that make any sense? My heart is tangled for you. That's cute, right? Okay, move this fucking thing. Oh, and look at that, right in the nick of time. All right. Not touching it, hands up. But this is slowly killing me, the fact that this E and A are touching, but We again are not striving for perfection here. We are striving to make some stuff. Let's get on to round 3. The last thing that we're gonna make a very heartfelt Valentine for is a spatula. You know, I think of flipping stuff, just flipping, scraping, pressing, and I think of SpongeBob. I'm not looking to sell any of these Valentines, so Nickelodeon, don't come after me for this. I just love to think about that nifty spatula that he had that could do all those cool features. I just have a plastic spatula that I got at the dollar store like 12 years ago, and I have no idea how it's still hanging on, but it's trying its best, and so are we. Maybe scratchy, so maybe that's like a texture we play with, is like some sort of scratchiness. Excitement, like you see someone do a backflip, you're pretty hyped. You see someone like flip a big pancake, you're pretty hyped. You're flipping out. What I think of pressed, and then I think of design, I think of some font that is very squat, wide, bold font. So with that, let's get on to designing our final Valentine of the day. 15 minutes on the clock now. Okay, the things that stick out to me the most are the pressing or the tension, the flipping. I think visually we'll really focus on like pressing and pressure and that tension and maybe like that scrapey texture. And then the words can kind of say something about flipping. So again, let's head over to our good old friend Google. I think I want to go with the classic, see like not like a cake frosting spatula or like any of the baking ones or the grilling ones. I want to go for like classic old spatulas. What the fuck do I do? So maybe spatula, maybe I could use SpongeBob spatula. We'll go here, we'll import that image, and we'll see how small it is. It is microscopic. Okay, maybe this image is not good. Maybe the SpongeBob angle is too much. I think it's too much. Okay, backtracking. Fuck it. I'm gonna do pure inanimate object spatula. What's it called? The good old Crustware Turner nylon spatula. Now we have our image. We're gonna take our lines, like the to and from lines. So maybe we'll do like a blue spatula. Create tension. Maybe it should be orange. This orange is like a little much. I would lighten it up a bit and then put that as our background color. Got a spatula, got our to and from lines. You make my heart do flips. Your smile makes my heart do backflips. Love that. See, now look at us. We're 5 minutes away. We already have our little saying. We're getting really good at this. Honestly, I am despising this orange color. I've only been staring at it for like not even a minute and I absolutely fucking hate it. So we need to do something about that right away. So thinking, create tension. So maybe it is a red background. Like maybe my heart, physical heart is doing backflips. Like, is that gross? An anatomical heart. Ew, hearts are so gross. No, I think it's gonna be gross. Okay, I think we should just use a regular heart. Look at that, the heart symbol. We love it, Wikipedia. Thank you for doing the Lord's work. I hate this. I need to find a new color. And I don't know where to go. I guess we could start with the red. So now we have this like really bright red that we got from this heart. We again dialed it back a notch, and now we can actually, let's add like a color overlay. Love it as a white. Kind of like the simplicity of this. Ooh! So let's just make this text so big and so bold just because we can. Because who's telling us that we can't? Not me. We're gonna just get, oh, and look, we are out of time. How are we feeling? Feeling good? I'm feeling good. I'm actually feeling really good. Let's take a look at our 3 Valentines that we made today. If I had to pick my favorite out of these 3, like looking at them for what they are, I oddly really like the hairbrush one. So yeah, we made some cool stuff. Is it useful? No. Is it revolutionary? Absolutely not. Was it fun? Yes, it was. And it did kind of make my creative brain work in a way that it might not have today if I didn't really just force myself to go out there and make the thing. And if I look and I review these designs based on the keywords that I set aside for myself, they aren't perfect. They don't meet all of the words. They might only even hint at some of them. You saw me make this random garbage here. So really, what's stopping you from going out and making stuff yourself? Just look to the world around you. It could be an inanimate object, a friendship, a movie, a TV show, a color, a feeling, a smell, really anything. So just don't hold back, make stuff, and don't worry about it being perfect because none of us are. And that's not how you make something memorable or unique. You just gotta make it. Well, that's it for today. I think we made something really special here. So subscribe to the channel for more design videos like this, and definitely leave any suggestions for random design objects or formats in the comments. I'm gonna try to do weekly, but that's really ambitious. But subscribe and you'll get some more fun, silly design inspiration. Till next time.